Okay, so I'm back. This is another one. Let's try this again. This is 3D Sapiens Road Show 102. And I just put this stupid thing away. This is your host, Dan Davis here. Sorry if I'm a little rattled, but these are weird times and there's weird critters about. Okay, so Sunday, September 22nd. Came down here and I head for my campsite that way. I got to about that big tree right there. And I heard the sound that stopped me in my tracks. And I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want a bunch of people, for those that figure out where I'm at and so on, I don't want them up here repeating this. But there's a meadow here, which is not that far away. And it was not a loud sound. Let me pause this a minute because I want to conserve the battery as much as possible. We're going to head down to the meadow. I'll pick this up down there. Howdy folks, welcome back to 3D Sapiens Road Show. Again, your host, Dan Davis. This is continuing the 102, 3D Sapiens Road Show number 102, I think. I'm losing track because there's a couple that didn't take and I had to stop and whatever. So I think this is the third part that I'll be playing. So part C. Claro que sí, po man. Let me pack this up here. Hold on, let me set this down for a change where it's not gonna mess with stuff. Okay, so the Forest Service Road that I was talking about is right up there, okay? And there's a meadow right there, and I'm about to cross between the two. And if I'm not mistaken, Bigfoots have used this trail right here because it looks pressed down. I don't know, but whatever. I'm going to show you several different things in this meadow. I'm probably not going to show you the main approach because, again, I don't want to make it too obvious where it's at. So I'll be doing more of the showing you from the other direction. But it doesn't take much to cross through here. Now, here's where something comes up. How does Bigfoot get around without making a whole lot of noise when he's so big? Well, number one, he's got trails that have been somewhat cleared, and I'll show you an example later that's just so obvious. When I first saw it, I think it actually made me laugh. It's like, holy crap, really? Okay. This could be an old logging road right here that we're following as far as I know. 100 years ago. What is that? I don't know. This way. So he's got trails that have been cleared of branches pretty much. Now in the forest, you'll see there's stuff everywhere. You can hear me crunch, crunch, crunch going through the forest like that. But there's not that much stuff, and once you clear it out, you can get around fairly quietly. And something else, I've been doing the mathematical calculations of pressure per square inch. And Bigfoots are actually have one of the smallest footprints that way of any critter around here. The horses are the worst, I think. They're worse than logging trucks. I'll spare you the calculations right now because I'm still kind of doing it in my head based on what I've seen and whatnot. But deer are up around 10 pounds per square inch. Horses could be as 2 or 3 times that. Bigfoots are down around 3 or 4 pounds per square inch, based on the height calculations that people have and the weight calculations and the footprints that they've had. Okay, this rock right here is special. We're gonna work our way down. This is an active horse trail though too, although it looks like they turned around here because I just saw the 2 women on horses. They come up here quite often. But this rock right here is special, and let's see if we can see what I saw the other day, which just made me go, holy crap. Could it be more obvious? I think you can still kind of see it. Look at the way the grass is matted down. Boom, boom, boom. That to me looks like footprints that Bigfoot would make in tall grass. Because horses, deer, anything like that, they chew up the trail. And the differences are just really obvious. You can follow deer and horse trails really, really easily. Here though, I keep seeing all these pits now. that would connect with that Bigfoot trail that heads up that way, up to where I was at with the nests, or those snow teepees, whatever they were. So that would run straight up to that meadow there, up the meadow, across the trail, up the side of the hill, parallel to that horse trail that I was on, across the other road, and then along that ridge to the nest site. That's like their snow thing, but I'm going to show you one that's even way better than that. But here, this area seems to be where they bed down now when it's not too cold. Right here, this is just a crossing area. They may have stopped to get water here, I don't know. But okay, so, and this rock, just one of these days, I'm going to come up here and serenade Bigfoot from this rock. But I may not even need to do that. As you'll see, there's sites overlooking our campsite. Hold on, I gotta be careful here because this stuff can get slick. Okay, so let's go see if that feces sample is still here. There it is. Oh, it's mostly been buried. It was a lot bigger. But it's right on top of this little mound. That could be bear or something. That's not that big. I'm going to show you one that's way better though. Okay, so this stump over here, I was baiting it. This is the first thing that I baited. After hearing that call up there, I was like, that's it. The next day I went down to Madeira and I talked to Mr. Raygoza, who had actually been my boss, principal at Furman. Get this, fur man, like fur. Talk about cosmic coincidence. Furman High School. When I first started working there, subbing, I mentioned that I was, author of blah, blah, blah. I've been on Coast to Coast AM, and he's like, so have I. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm a Bigfoot researcher. Like, really? So when I heard that noise the other day, a couple weeks ago, it's like, that's it. Because I'll describe it in detail at some point, but it made me want to join, but then I thought, no, I should probably live. Because it wasn't a loud howl, it was a quiet, like, who's around here kind of a thing, and it was, if it was human, if it was a hoaxer, they were an opera singer, because it just resonated here, and wow. Anyway, so, I had a bag here, but I noticed this is an active horse trail, and they're the kind of people that tend to pick up trash, so, that one, it looked like it'd been messed with a bit the first time I put it, the first night. And I kind of rearranged it, but if you'll notice on top of it, there's not a whole lot of room on top of that stump because it's in pieces. And so, okay, let's keep an eye on the meadow, the back of the woods. Those of you who can analyze videos really well, because they would be on that side of the meadow looking back this way. If they're keeping tabs on me, which I think they are, and I know it sounds crazy, but I'll explain why later and whatever. And it's from this baiting thing. Okay, so anyway, it's like the second night that I'd left it there, it just disappeared. But that's when I realized there was an active horse trail. Now, I think that Bigfoot trail continues along here and goes right down there. But I'm going to pick it up from another direction because that's enough. I'm going to show you the second bait site and what's still left there. So there's permanent water source, nice soft grass to lay in. Oh, and I talked about the wild raspberries. There we go. They're yummy. I had a couple the other day. When Raygoza pointed about, he's like, look, wild raspberries. And they've all been eaten. Huh. There's some still back there. Wow. Anyway, okay, so there's food. I don't know what kind of critters. I mean, a lot of critters could be here, but, so there's a stump over here. And I thought this looks like a good place for baiting. The problem was it was on the ground. First time, actually, it just been the night before when Raygoza and I came up here. And nobody had even touched it because I kind of buried it under some bark just to make sure nobody saw the thing and messed with it. So then the second night, I just took the bark off of it and left it. Oh, right here. Hello. And here's what's left of it. Now, these two orange pieces I found right up here, side by side. It was amazing. What animal how they tore it in half. I kind of cut the skin a little bit. I ripped it open a little bit, so they could get the smell out. But I came back and it was right here and here. And then this carrot, look at the tooth marks on it. Chewed through here and looks like canines right there. That could have been a bear. But that I found, check this out. And look at this, how this has been matted down here. I don't know what was here, but something was here matting this down, other than just me. That little carrot piece, I don't even want to touch it right now, but the little carrot piece was like right here. Now, what kind of critter can put a round thing like that right there without it rolling off? I don't know. So I got to thinking, well, let me scout around here a bit. And so let me just continue talking. So I headed down this way. Now, oh, I didn't see this trail before. I was just kind of crashing through the brush. Yeah, see, they tend to go on the periphery of things. So this could be a Bigfoot trail, I don't know. It could also be critters. But see, the reason Bigfoot's going to be along the sides is because he's going to duck back in the woods as soon as he hears noises, like the kind I'm making. He's going to duck back, or she, whatever. They're going to duck back into the woods right here. So they tend to follow. This is why you don't really see them, I think. Walking down the middle. And here we just... So this I'd never really put much credence in, because it could be deer, it could be horses rolling around here. It could be cattle, which are sometimes run around here. See, this is the trail that I think was just that over there. But anyway, you could see prints here, leading down here. And then this whole area. Again, this could be other critters. But it really reminded me of when I saw the gorillas when I was living in Zaire, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, it was called Zaire when I lived there, 92 to 94, August 92 to June 94. Anyway, the first winter break went to see the gorillas, the mountain gorillas, and this is what their nests look like. Smashed down grass, and this is how we found them. We found their nest, then the guides tracked them from there. And so I was looking at this, and I was going, Again, this could have been all kinds of weird critters. Deer, horses, cattle, whatever. Not that I see a lot of that crap around here, because you do see horse crap and cow crap, but I'm not seeing any here. So I wandered around here. See if it's still here. Please still be here. Where was it? It was between these two stumps. I think this is my trail. I gotta find it again. Hold on. And here we go. It's still here. Look at this. Now, what the hell is that? That does not look like cow stuff to me. Or horse stuff. Horse chunks. It's more like little sausages. See how it's like little sausages like that? And it was actually a lot shinier the other day, so I guess it was fresh. I thought then it was maybe a couple weeks old, but I think it wasn't that old. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's Bigfoot feces right there, and I will be collecting that, taking pictures and collecting it later. Any serious Bigfoot researcher, that's a lot of crap there. There's a lot to go around. If you want some, let me know. I will send you some. It'll be a really shitty shipment, but anyway, but it could be interesting. But even this is, oh wow, the smoke from the iceberg fires getting over here. That's not cool. Huh. Anyway, okay, so I don't know. This could be something, could be not. But again, that I will be collecting, and the other feces, which that's another one. I don't know. It could be bear. It's not that big, but it's just kind of weird, so I'll collect that one too. But we may not have to do all this collecting hair and feces and footprints and whatever, because, like I said, there seems to be sites right overlooking the camp. So let me think here. How do I want to do this? So I'm going to work my way back up to the camp now. We've seen the meadow, footprints. There was another site I was baiting over here, but nothing's happened with it. And again, I'm done with this meadow, essentially. Um, I'll be coming back to pick up that stuff and the feces and whatever, and then I'm done with this meadow because there's no doubt. There's places over. It's like this, but it's like this with the smashed down grass, but smaller, and they're overlooking. I mean, an army sniper couldn't ask for a better position. I shouldn't probably say this, but straight line on my tent, on Jeff's tent, and on this other couple that was their marriage kind of disintegrated here, so there was a lot of screaming and noise, and they had a puppy, and so it was like, talk about entertainment center here. I mean, it's like, forget theater in the round, we had theater in the amphitheater, because the whole campground is one big amphitheater thing. And so when I had Raygoza up here, I showed him where all this stuff is at, and I said, it seems to me that they're checking me out when I'm playing guitar and stuff. Could they hear me from there, from here, from this? Could they hear me at my campsite from this meadow here? And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. And you'll see it's really not that far. So I'm going to show you some trails and some sites. Again, overlooking our campground. And these trails, I haven't followed them completely, but I'm pretty sure where you saw the footprints going in. Because see, again, I'm not a professional Bigfooter. This just kind of fell into my... See, here's horse crap. Okay, it looks very different. And it looks different from that other feces thing, which we're going to go by again. I'm going to look at it again freshly. There's way too many puns. Oh, I'm having to bite my tongue. But we had big fun with Bigfoot. Oh boy. Let's see. Okay, so Sunday the 22nd, I heard that noise, and I was like, that's it. I went and I contacted Raygoza. He came out the following weekend. He was convinced enough with everything that I told him, and he hasn't been doing a whole lot of research lately. So he comes up, and we started down at another place, and I was working my way up here, showing him all this stuff. And at one point, we're on a trail that, near as I can figure, hold on, oh, here's that crap again. See, this is small, but if it is Bigfoot, it's like a joke. This is where I think he may have a sense of humor. If this is Bigfoot shit, that's the stump that I was baiting, and it's kind of like he's telling me, you know, the stuff that you're baiting with, it's shit. So I don't know. I guess I got to improve what I'm putting out. I don't know. But anyway, well, I'll get that, and if somebody wants a sample of that, if that looks like a Bigfoot thing to somebody, I'll happily send you some. Oh, it's nice to be able to give people shit for a change. I told you, it's just even as serious as this. Hold on, I'll try to find this trail again. Because I just found a Bigfoot trail going up the other day that I think connects. I think it's this. But sometimes you can only see them in a certain light because they're smashed down. And sometimes you can find individual branches and stuff that have been smashed down, and you can see exactly how they stepped on them or whatever. This is why you're not finding footprints, because it's this kind of stuff. This is what a footprint looks like. This could be Bigfoot footprints. For all I know, we could be walking on fresh Bigfoot footprints, and we never know it. But they do have trails. They can be followed, and I'm in the process of pretty much mapping them. I mean, not on paper yet, but in my mind. I could just show me a map of the area, and I'll show you where all these trails go. And it's real easy, because this whole area is like, I'm talking, again, I don't want to be too specific with details and give this place away yet. But the whole entire range that I'm talking about is only 250 square miles. It's 25 by 10 miles. Now, Dr. Meldrum, come on, you know, 25 by 10, give me a break. And that whole area can be broken into pieces. It's like having, for you military historians, it's like having the Pass of Thermopylae next to the Fulda Gap, next to the Khyber Pass, next to the, you know, all the famous military passes, Armageddon, Megiddo, whatever, Megiddo, the Valley of Megiddo in Israel, where we get the term Armageddon. Anyway, this whole area, sorry if I'm puffing too much, but it is 6,000 feet here, and I'm trying to hurry, and I'm a little bit excited. And I'm also, like I said, it's getting towards mountain lion time, so I gotta be careful. This would have nothing against Bigfoot, but it would stop a mountain lion. And I'm not going down without a fight. Anyway, so this whole area can be cut off into pieces. And worst case scenario, you could surround it. I mean, I've done the calculations, even the Sierra Scenic Byway, which is part of it. It's like 45, like, you never know. Anyway, the Scenic Byway is like 45 miles long. And you could surround the entire area. And then, one at a time, take these valleys and do a scientific census of it, see who's in there. Yeah, but that's like plan B, because plan A, is just attractive, just what they've been doing. Apparently, okay, oh, and they don't walk on these roads, okay? They've got their own trails. They're not going to walk on gravel when they can walk on soft forest trails. Critters stay away from their trails because pretty much any critter that could use a trail is on the menu. So they smell Bigfoot and they're gone. So when you find a Bigfoot trail, it's clear it's just Bigfoot and nothing else. Not horse. Like I said, horses are the worst. It's just mathematical fact. The pressure that a horse puts down, especially on a steel or iron, whatever, horseshoe, that can really ground, because these rocks, they're not as hard as you would think. It's not hard to grind these things up. So you end up with powdered trails like this horse trail that I came down. We're back to the trail that I came down. So right here, so there's just a narrow strip of forest between that meadow and the road. As near as I can figure, Bigfoot trails run through those little strips. And again, there's one I think comes, well, again, I haven't had time to explore this area too much, but oh, well, you see it's right up here, and so there's got to be a connecting route coming out of the meadow this way. There's got to be one that way. There's got to be one coming up from the meadow that way, connecting to this other one that I definitely have identified on this ridge up here, where all the sites, the home theater, comfortable chairs for Bigfoot. Okay, let me think. Okay, so now, while I'm walking and talking here, so the plan is, this is not going to be, yeah, we're going to get us here one of them are Bigfoot thingies, and we're going to catch it in one of them big metal cages, and we're gonna teach it chewing tobacco. No, that's not what I'm talking about. These are people here, okay? Again, if you've seen the mountain gorillas, if you've seen the mountain gorillas, what's looking back to you is a human in a gorilla suit, okay? Those eyes, they're human. Bigfoot is between, evolutionarily speaking, is between us and those gorillas. And I won't get into, you can read about it in 2 years in Zaire and African education and whatever, but wow, seeing those gorillas, just, if you have trouble with evolution, go see the gorillas. It'll cure you. The little ones were acting just like kids. The alpha male was sitting there like he was bored to tears. And it's like he knew to the minute, because you're only allowed 1 hour, exactly 1 hour, 8 tourists, armed guard, and a guide. And you're allowed exactly 60 minutes. And it's like they know it down to the minute. Anyway, so just watching those things, and I've held baby chimpanzees and whatever in my hands, especially living in Congo. I do a lot of weird stuff there, but those are humans to me. So pretty much, I mean, Bigfoot is between them and us. So don't give me this crap about them being a critter that we're gonna hunt with the tranquilizer gun or some shit. No, this is a primitive people that we need to make contact with. And if Coco the gorilla can have a sign language vocabulary of, what was it, 800 words or something, give me a break. We could have full-blown conversations with these guys. We could establish a treaty. I want to establish something called Paleolithic Park, which basically runs from northern Yosemite, as far north as we can go, all the way down to Porterville, Kings Canyon, Sequoia National Park, all the national forests, Indian lands, county forests, county parks, county whatever, all that stuff. National monuments on the other, it could include on the other side of the Sierras, Devil's Postpile, and so on, and make just one huge reserve for these guys. And then gradually get the people out as much as possible. Of course, you can't kick everybody out, so we'd have to grandfather clause them out. Establish a fund to buy up any land, houses, whatever for sale, buy them up, get them out of here. And eventually just make this one huge park. Now I'm guessing these critters, like I said, they're human. They're not animals. They're people. Okay, they may have poor hygiene habits and poor communication skills, but they are people. Okay, and we need to learn to communicate with them, and we need to, for once, do this right. It really pisses me off when I think about what. If you read books like by Howard Zinn or James Lowen, whatever, Lies My Teacher told me, 400 treaties with Native Americans broken, all of them. And I say enough of that crap. So these are people. Let's make a big park for them. And establish communications with them. Teach them sign language or whatever. I'm sure they've got some words and signs of their own. Okay. I need to pause this for a minute just to kind of hide what's going on here. But, okay, we're at the ridge overlooking our campsite. Before we go there, though, I'm going to show you that big, I'm calling it a bower, like the bower bird makes this nest kind of thing. And once again, I know this sounds nuts, but take a good look behind me, folks, just in case. Because I've been making enough noise. They know I'm here. They know my voice. And one of the good things about finding those sites overlooking the camp, all of us, all the people that live there, off and on or whatever, we've all been there by ourselves. At least once. So if Bigfoot wanted to attack us, he could have. That gives me a lot of hope. And just the fact that, like, I'm weird and whatever, I'm okay with that, because whatever. Normal is highly overrated. Anyway, let me pause this. I'm going to continue this at the Bigfoot Trail. Check this out. Come on. Okay, so I'm at this campsite that some friends were using. And it's between our campsite and the meadows. So Bigfoot was going right by here. But, so I was poking around here, and I started following a trail. Oh, hold on. I'm going here without this. And I just, I'm going to see if there's anything between here and the meadow. And I started following through here, just the route of easiest, least resistance, right? So I'm following through here. People, looks like they had a tent here or something, right? And then I'm like, okay, that's it, right? Thank you for playing. No, behind. And here's something else. You can look for cobwebs where there's no cobwebs, because otherwise there's cobwebs. Where things don't go through, there's cobwebs. Where things go through, there's no cobwebs. Now, I started noticing all these little saplings bent over. And I'm like, okay, people are mean. And they're just tweaking saplings. Maybe. But I'm trying to find a trail through. So I'm looking at all this stuff, and it's like, okay, I can't go through here. So I'm like, okay, I started following the saplings. Like something else has right here. And something heavy has right here that's plastered this whole ground down. Are you seeing this? The whole ground is plastered in this area versus like individual footprints here, or paw prints here. Okay, so you could see, do you see this now? This is why they do the sapling thing. I was like, why would Bigfoot bend saplings like this? Well, look where there's no trail, and look where there's trail. You want to walk through that at night, not making noise? Good luck. This, yeah, with good night vision, you could walk through here and never once crackle a branch. And so anytime I got to a point Where it's like, now what? I just look at the cobwebs, look at the branches, and I look at the saplings, and it just got to the point, it's like, just follow the damn saplings, and look at this. Okay, look at this. Trail, and it winds through, not like a human would. It winds through, looks to go to the meadow. There's saplings bent over there. I followed this route right here, because you can see it's pretty well. And voila, I come out to this, and first thing I saw was this big thing. Ow. And I'm like, holy, wait a minute. And that's when I look, folks, look at this, okay? That same thing, like I showed with the measuring tape on the other tree, whatever grabbed it right around there. So, I don't know, do the math, that's another, I don't know. So it's up there somewhere, right? Whatever grabbed it. And again, these saplings all bent this way. Before this collapsed from the weight of snow or something, this would easily have been a snow teepee or whatever. And I don't think it's human. So I think that's what happened with those nests at the other location, the first ones that I thought were nests. Because when I first saw them, I was like, if you put these ferns on top of them, you've got like sort of mattress for Bigfoot, 800-pound thing or whatever. But anyway, so I'm guessing, I haven't had time to follow these trails everywhere, but they're real easy to follow. It would be real easy to figure out their movements, and there's little meadows like this just strung out along, and I'm guessing either a family spreads out, or there's various families that, one family gets one meadow, another family gets another meadow, kind of a thing. And maybe they come up here for entertainment, which is where we're going now, because hear the creek, you can hear the creek. Where we're at right now, this is maybe, well, it's less than 200 yards as the crow flies from my tent. But only the crow could fly straight, because the rest of us have to do this weaving thing if we're going to follow the trails. Okay, so here's where I really don't want you to see where I'm going. So I'm going to pause this thing for a minute again. Okay, so there's like 3 variations of trails that I found just on this one ridge. This is like a little peninsula, okay? There's a creek over there you can hear that you'll see in a minute. There's the road behind me. Now, one of their favorite routes that Raygoza pointed out is through mesquite, because mesquite will stop other critters, but to them, with their hair and their hide or whatever, they can go right through it, no problem. So that's one way of identifying Bigfoot trails. If you see footprints up here, don't get excited. They might be mine, because I was scouting up here a couple days ago. When I saw this stuff, that's when I had to go talk to Raygoza again and say, that's it. Between the feces and everything else that's happened since you were up here, I got to do something about this before somebody. I don't want this getting scooped. I don't even want my name attached to this. This is not about a person. This is not a personality contest like those stupid shows. This is making contact. Can I stress that enough? I don't know if I can do that enough. We are making contact. Not with a different species. Well, yeah, but they're humans, okay? Well, they're people. They're not human Homo sapiens, but they're people, okay? They've got a language, I'm sure. We can learn it. They can learn ours. And enough of this critter thing and trying to shoot them and corral them. And I mean, yes, I want to corral them, but okay, let me explain this as I'm walking along here. I don't mean like in a small corral. I mean like something at least a square mile, but where they're surrounded and they know it. So they have to stay there. But that's where habituating them to, like me and a few other people, just here where they're already used to this place anyway. You could see, okay, where there's trees like this, they don't walk through. Where it's open, they walk. And when you look at the trail, you can see it plastered down. Alright, so here's one of the sites. There's the road right down there. And is that tent still there? I think they may have taken their tent. Okay, but there was a couple camped right there. I mean, The car would have been right there. Their tent over here, and so on. So, you look at the ground and you see this kind of flattened out. Look at this. Okay, I don't know what this plant is. It stinks, whatever it is. But notice this. Okay, plant, and then bathtub of clear space. Plastered down. Okay, that looked just like a freaking gorilla nest in Congo that I saw. Well, except it was in high grass. Okay, so now we're going to follow this trail. Again, I just came in from that direction, following the... They're smart animals. Well, not animals, damn it. Even I'm trying to get it out of my head. They're not animals. They're smart people, and they're smarter than us when it comes to the woods. So they're going to follow the path of least resistance, which to them may be something that we can't follow that easily. So, some cases it may look like impossible, but okay, you could see all this stuff. They can't go through that, but right here where I'm going, they can wind around, and this is why every now and then we'd hear a little crack from, like when they were stepping on one of these newly fallen branches. But Jeff's tent is right there. Oh no, I take that back. That's Anthony's site right there. Jeff's tent is right over there. There's a better view there. My tent is right up there. But again, there's better sites. I'll show you. Hold on. I didn't actually come this way. I came a different way. So I'm following a new trail here. Let me see what we find. But you can see it's all flattened down. Okay, see, now this direction I'm not going to go because there's all these little saplings and branches and crap. But over here, it's wide open, right? Can you see this? Little saplings to show the way. And again, saplings. Why do these outdoorsmen need so many saplings? So that they know it's quiet. I need to shut up too because somebody just drove past and I don't want them thinking I'm a ghost or something up here. Huh, Toyota. Cars. Okay, good luck with that. Alright, so again, I'm just going... Some of this stuff, this could have been... I don't even know where this sapling came from. But some of this stuff may have been set up in the past. But when people started camping here, they moved elsewhere. Like down to the meadows and stuff. Because I would think fresh water is at a premium. Oh, okay, so serious researchers, here's where we need to collect hair samples. Because places like this where they have to go through things like this... No, wait a minute, that's the trail right over there. Well, there's two... There's you can see it's flattened down right. You can see the sticks flattened right. Look at that. Okay, so there's a trail there. There's a trail here. So there's probably another site down here. This is, I guess, would be where the little ones are running around because they haven't cleared out that much here. Let me follow the other bigger trail. Yeah. Okay. This is. I came. See, now I started from the campground and I came up the slope, and I worked my way across this way. So I'm kind of going backwards from what I saw the other day. But this right here looks to me like it's been smashed by something or somebody. But what would people be doing up here? I don't know. Okay, again, you can follow the trails. You can see there's another big... There's places that look like... I gotta see if I can find that same trail I was on the other day. I think it's up here. It seems to be places where there's individuals, and then other places like where the whole family sits, because the whole area is flattened out. Versus, you know, a smaller space like this. So cobwebs tell me there hasn't been anybody here recently, which means their curiosity level should be up. So if I start playing guitar tonight, I very well have visitors, but there you go. There's Jeff's tent. I don't know whose tent that is. That must be Anthony's. My tent, if you can barely see it back there, there's another little tent, and then beyond that, there's a red umbrella. If you see red, that's my umbrella, but past that, there's a tarp and a tent under it. So, look at this. Right here. Hello. Look at this. Right here. Bigfoot sits right here, and you can see the soap opera going on over there with a couple having a meltdown. Jeff being wacky, me being wacky, and music and whatever. Anthony, yeah, he's a pretty mellow dude, but this is like Comedy Central, or like I said, theater in the round, except it's theater in the amphitheater, because this whole slope behind here makes an amphitheater. Which is why, if I'm sitting... I got a spider on me. Go away, little guy. If I'm sitting over there playing guitar... Is he still on me? Go away, little dude. If I'm sitting over there playing, they can definitely hear... Okay, that bower that I just showed you is about the same distance that way as my tent is that way. Okay? So, following trails, this is where I'm going to start baiting. This ridge right here. A couple places I want to put cameras up here, but it needs to be night scope, because Raygoza was saying they know infrared. He's had cameras turned 180 degrees around. They had like two of them, like one this way on a bag of apples or something, and you could see in the video something turning the camera around, turning this camera around, and then the apple's gone. So they don't like infrared, which if they've got really good night vision, that they might sense that and it might bother them. But if you look around through here, well, if I could find the trail I came up on, there was two trees. It was so obvious. It also almost made me laugh. As you could see, it had been cleared up. Where did I come up? Okay, I crossed on that log down there, and I came up over here. So I still need to go this direction some more. So I was just kind of scrambling up the slope. This is steep. I'll show you one overlook. Okay, where did I come up exactly? Must be over there. How the hell did I get over here? Okay. Alright, here we go. This is right now, I'm following fresh trail because I don't know where I'm going, so... Okay, this seems to be something right here. And again, they can go... This is where we need to check the manzanita and these prickly bears, whatever these things are here, for hair samples. But that could be a whole moot point, because if we get these guys up here, attract them with the music, or whatever, we could surround them and create a safe zone for them while we clear out the whole rest of the area as much as we can and start making contact with them. Find out how many there are, how much range they need, what we can do to help them, and so on. Anyway, these markers here, archaeological markers, which in the United States, for those of you watching from overseas, I know 100 years is nothing to you, but here in the United States, 100 years is a big deal. So there's lots of mines. Oh, look at this. There's lots of mines. Yeah, that's natural. Spare me. Oh, man. Mines, they were doing logging 100 years ago. I mean, this area used to be giant sequoias everywhere. Now they're only in like Nelder Grove, Mariposa Grove, and so on. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing how flat this is compared to the rest of the forest? Okay, this is why they mark their trails. Not because they're stupid and they didn't know where to go. It's just that when they're walking around here at night and don't want us to hear them, they need trails that have been cleared of branches and limbs and twigs and whatever. And so you get things like this. Here's one. I love this one. Okay, here we go. Trees, trees, trees. Hole. Hello. Are we seeing this? Okay, or this other one. Yeah, I think I came from up here. Another thing you can look for on logs that are down like this, you can see where things have stepped on them. Horses are real easy because they got the iron hooves. This doesn't look like there's been a lot of traffic through here, or this would have been broken. But I see flattened area right here, but they could have easily gone through it just like I did. And again, this is not a game trail, because if it was a game trail, it would be chewed up by the hooves. Bigfoots don't. Their feet don't chew up the ground like hooves do. But you can see this whole area's been flattened out. This could be a family meeting area right in here. And then they go to their individual slots to observe whoever they want to observe. Okay, oh, this is the doorway. This is what I call the doorway. This one was so obvious it made me laugh. Okay, again, branches, 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 branches. And I'm not talking about that bookstore. And then, look at this. Okay, branches, branches. And what do you see here? Doorway. I'm seeing a doorway. Pretty much. And where's it cleared to? 8 feet? Flattened down trail. Cleared doorway to 8 feet. Gee. What would make that? There's no human footprints. There's no hoof prints. Gee. Now, see here? There's a lot of branches. They wouldn't go through here. This is the kind of place where you can rule out where there's going to be a trail. But again, following it through here. I think I actually came up this way. See that? Same thing here. You have to bend down a little bit. And then down here, you can see all the branches have been smashed down. Then you get 2 other areas like this. You can see this flattened area right here. That, my guess, was at one point either a cart path or a rail path for those little mining carts. Or maybe they had a railroad that went all the way up in here. But you can see where this is flattened out. This is why there's archaeological markers all over the place. Saplings bent down. Gee, why would they do that? Hold on, I gotta find...